Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your monthly reading. I hope everyone is doing well, and I can't wait to see what kind of information and guidance comes through for your sign this month. If you're brand new to the channel, I want to just say a warm welcome. And if you're a returning person, I just want to say thank you as well. But for everybody that is new, just a quick rundown on how I organize this. I start off with some channeled information, move along to a Celtic cross, and then I take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. And as always, you can use this for your sun sign, your rising, and also for your moon if you happen to know all three. Now, let's get into the channeled information. Every month before I begin, I like to meditate and see what kind of imagery comes through, and I do automatic writing and see if additional messages come through. As I was focusing on your sign, the idea of shifting perspectives came through. In particular, what I was seeing was that things that seemed like you couldn't reach them before. I saw you really kind of straining, or that there was a little bit of difficulty. Either they come closer to you, and that's what I saw in the vision, or you're going to gain insights on either how to work around the challenge or to understand how to overcome it. So this is a month of a breakthrough for you. If I had to think of a card in tarot, it would probably be like the Tower, but a good sort of tower, maybe the reverse tower, where you understand what's necessary and you decide to shift through it and make things happen. So I'm really excited to see how the cards show the story of this month, and then we will also take a look, like I said, at that expanded forecast. So I'm going to turn the camera down, start to shuffle, and at this point I like to remain quiet. Just like you, I want to see which cards come through and also start to pick up on the messages. So we'll start to shuffle, and I'll be back in just a moment after everything has been laid down. In addition to everything that we just laid out, I like to also pull a catalyst card. The catalyst shows us connections between everything that we see, and also kind of a secondary theme for the month to help focus all of the energy. So your catalyst this month is focusing on the first chakra. So as we look at the first chakra, this is probably one of the chakras that's the most overlooked when it comes to meditation. And especially for spiritual people, sometimes we're always focusing on, speaking our truth, seeing the truth, connecting to spirit, opening up the heart space, but we don't always go to 1, 2, 3, the root chakra, the sexual chakra, the sacral chakra. A lot of times we're overlooking those areas, and we need to really pay attention to those. So with the root, it boils down to how grounded you are, how safe you feel in your life, how secure you are in yourself, and also in the future. So what you can do to balance this is, if you're not feeling those things, you can start with affirmations. Thinking and feeling to yourself I would do this with meditation. You can close your eyes and either sit against a tree or just imagine that there's a tree against your back, or you can sit against the wall to feel that sense of stability. But imagine that whatever it is, you can feel its connection to the earth. And as you put your feet on the floor or your body on the floor, I want you also then to feel that you are almost like sending your own roots down into the planet. And I would go deep with the meditation. I might do some sort of a guided meditation on how to open the root chakra, because until that happens, really it's hard to do everything else. But one thing that you can do is imagine that the roots go not only through the first layer of the mantle, but imagine them going all the way through to the core of the earth, and then feel a connection with that. And that's something that you can do maybe for 1 or 2 minutes each day, feeling that you are connected, that you are part of this earth. And things like gardening are very good as well at kind of getting you back into the earth element and connecting to the earth. So touching a tree, going out and getting your hands dirty, planting some flowers, or just doing sports, and again, touching the grass, touching the earth. I really want you to somehow get out there and feel present in the moment. And that's the other thing, is to sometimes not get too much in your head. Really pay attention, look and see what's around you, and understand sort of the big picture of what's going on. You can also eat root vegetables. I talk about this sometimes if you need to get grounded. So like potatoes or beets or carrots or anything that is right on the earth or growing very close to it, but the earthier, the better. And those are a couple of examples. And I'm sure if you do a Google search, you can look at some other root vegetables that will be beneficial. Okay, so focus on meditating with the earth, with trees, and getting outside in the elements, thinking of everything that you would associate with the planet Earth, doing something either in honor of the earth or connecting yourself and grounding yourself. Then following up with that and thinking of affirmations like, I feel secure in myself. I trust myself. I know that the fear that comes through is sometimes there to protect me, but I'm ready to release the fear. Think of affirmations you can do each day to heal, to strengthen, and to really get your root chakra as healthy as possible. Let's go ahead now and take a look at all of the cards in front of us. The center of this is the Knight of Bows, or the Knight of Wands in reverse, crossed by the Page of Swords, or Page of Arrows in this deck. Now, the interesting thing here is we see a fox card. The fox is reversed. When I think of foxes, I think of how quickly can you act or react to things, and also how much do you trust the people around you? There are a couple of things that are really going to be important for you. So reaction time is key. You may not have a big window of opportunity to get things done. So as you're starting to move through events this month, it's important to really work on your preparation and have all of your sort of strategy lined up and have a plan B, have a plan C. This is going to help you be swift in your decision making, and that will really help you out with anything that, for those of you that are working in an office, or even for those of you that are in school, if people are looking at you for a solution, or again, to come back with a quick answer, this is going to pay off, and that's the first thing that I see. Now, this card, because it's associated with wands, when it's reversed, it's encouraging you to stay open, to explore, and not to close down. And if there are people around you that are sort of closing down, then you want to try to find a middle ground and help them open up their mind, open up their perspectives a bit. The other thing here, you notice that the fox has its eyes closed. So what I want you to focus on this month is really making sure that you see things as they are, to work past your filters, your own lenses of perception. And so this will involve like taking a second look at things that you're doing, proofing things, checking your assumptions with trusted friends, colleagues, and family members to see if what you are seeing is also what they are seeing. And this due diligence will absolutely help you get past some of the challenges. And I think this goes back to the channeled message, which was about shifting perspectives. So you have to move your field of vision a little bit, and then also check it to make sure that you are not seeing something through the lens of assumptions, of culture, of preconditioning, all of that. So if you work kind of contrary to human nature and really try to just be as objective as possible, that's going to help. I mentioned earlier that you want to be careful about tricky people. So the card in reverse is, I see like the fox as someone that's very sly. So if there's someone in your life that kind of is working in the shadows, working in the background, this is a time where you want to make sure that somehow in I would say actually in a direct way here, because we have the Page of Arrows right over top of it, Page of Swords, you want to just call that behavior out and say, you know, I noticed that this was going on, we need to talk about it, and then just have a conversation. It doesn't have to be confrontational, but you do have to sort of put it out and let them know that you're aware of what's going on. Page of Swords. This is a great card for those of you that are ready to create some sort of a contract, put things in writing, communicate this month. I feel like the written word and the spoken word are at your disposal. So that's something that you can really use as a tool. And what we see here with this, great time to deliver a message if you're waiting for it. I think that for those of you that are in a small business, for instance, or maybe have a friend or someone that's been waiting to hear from you, don't delay this month. Really get out and reconnect with the people that care about you. Moving along now to your deep past, we have the Three of Wands. It's in the reverse state, which shows that some of you feel that whatever you're trying to accomplish, there might be some delays, there might be some frustration about that. But remember that the overarching meaning of this card is whatever you seek is actually already starting to unfold. Remember also that center card with the fox with its eyes closed. Try to look around for signs and for symbols. The universe is already leading you in the direction. Shift your perspective, observe, ground yourself in the moment, and remember that it's important for you not to give in to fear this month, which could then take you off path. This is a great segue into what we see in your recent past here and what's really going to be affecting you towards the beginning of the month. I'll turn this card upright. It's the Blasted Oak, and in this deck, it's the Tower. If you remember from the beginning, I said that the channeled message, the image that I sort of got with that was, if you don't shift the perspective, there could be sort of this reverse tower, and we got the reverse tower here. Now, what's good about this is the tower upright is people kind of like falling down, trying to catch up, trying to clean up a mess that happened and they didn't have a lot of ability to sort of shift. Now, with the reversal, there's an idea or an incentive for you to make change in your life. And as you notice this, instead of a person sort of falling, they're landing on their feet. And that's the whole purpose of this month. If you get a chance to observe what's going on, open your eyes. If you get a chance to understand that you've already put in motion something that's positive, if you speak your mind, all of these things are going to help you get grounded and help you make the changes that you want. And this is also going to undo, this is the equivalent of the devil in this card. This is going to also undo whatever's holding you back. Interesting, however, that this card is called the Guardian. I see this as a gatekeeper, and I think that there could be someone in your life that is playing that role of blocking you and not allowing you to get to where you need to be. The solution for you this month really comes in the near future here when we look at the King of Stones, stones being an earth element, King of Pentacles in this deck. So what you want to do is stand up for yourself. This is not about getting territorial. It's about reminding people that you have a voice, you have a vote in whatever is going on. So whether it's in a family situation, a relationship, work, somewhere in your life, there's a little bit of a territorial element to this, but what's important here is that you protect what's yours and that you don't have to step on someone else's. But a leader of a pack doesn't hesitate if they need to either protect their pack, protect themselves, or to somehow sort of lead themselves or their pack to safety. So you have to take that role of leadership this month, especially if someone's blocking the way. It's okay. You have a voice, you have a right, you've been working hard, and this is your opportunity now to reclaim what's rightfully yours. Now, as an extension of that reclamation message, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Stones, in reverse. And I look at this as collecting, receiving, and doing so to get to that point of independence. Because if you think of a traditional Nine of Pentacles card, it shows that tree or the bush that is growing money. Literally, it's like a money tree. And a woman standing in front of it, feeling very comfortable, confident, and independent. This card shows someone that is meditating and receiving. And the reversal of this is all about receiving rather than giving. So if you are like an independent business and someone hasn't paid you, this is about picking up the phone or sending an email and really collecting on that debt. If it's about someone in your life that has promised you something, made a commitment, and hasn't followed through, this is about holding them to their accountability. Reclamation, whatever you need, and it's also about receiving. So balance out the scales in your life and make sure that what you've put out is coming back and what other people have committed to deliver is also coming through. If you do that, you're going to have more than enough. The Nine of Pentacles is a very stable card. So just ask for whatever is due. And I think that this is a great way to shift the power balance for you this month as well. As we look at your environmental card, we have the Six of Stones here. And this is about choices. Normally you would see us in the Six of Pentacles, somebody that is holding a scale, holding some coins, deciding exactly who to give the money to. In this particular deck, it's shown from the vantage point of you being the one holding the coins and the scales, and this is what you see. And the interesting thing is there's a kind of a vibe here of not having enough. This is the people in your life. We're looking at the environment. You're actually looking out at the people here. So I want you to see past the illusion that they can't pay you or they can't do it or they're not, there's not enough. This card is showing that for many, they might be taking advantage of your generosity, your kindness. And if that's the case, then you have to just sort of check that. Remember that right at the center, we had this straightforward card that was coming through, the Page of Arrows. So just try to get to the point and see if that's the case. And otherwise, just work something out. The Page of Swords is also about working out an agreement. And if someone is legitimately having a hard time, then help them out so that it can happen. But you still have to receive what's due to you. The other part, I was saying it's about choices. Going back to sort of the traditional view of this card, you have more than enough as long as you don't overextend yourself. And what I see here is that there's a lot of people that could be tugging at whatever your resources are, whether it's time, energy, or money. So make sure that you make choices according to what your body is saying, what is necessary in your life, what's good for yourself, your family, your direct group. Again, getting back to that sort of pack. It's about the close-knit group this month. And if it's going to help you, it's going to help them, go for it. If it's taxing you or it's putting something at risk, then it's important to have limits on that. As we look at hopes, fears, desired action, we have the Seven of Bows card here. And with this, there's a reminder here that you have a lot of things going on this month. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance, to delegate if that's something that you feel comfortable doing, or if you have the ability to do that. Otherwise, you'll be able to manage everything, but it does look like there's a lot of energy going into work, and I feel like your load is a little heavier than it needs to be. So try to focus on what's the most important to you, and push back some of this if you can. I think that with proper communication and heads up, you can do that. And sometimes there might be someone who isn't doing their work or isn't helping you or isn't listening to you. So you'll have to try to work through that. Your outcome card is the Knight of Vessels card in reverse. And what I see with this is being able to move on, being able to let go. And, Knight of Vessels, Knight of Cups card. This is about letting go of sadness this month. Sometimes I would see it as sadness, but not with this illustration. I see that it's almost making an escape and moving on to the next thing. So if you can kind of put into motion everything we've talked about, your emotional stability is going to be in a much better place at the end of the month than the beginning. And if you really focus on those meditations of feeling safe, feeling worthy, feeling connected, feeling grounded, and also kind of do some dietary changes where you're eating maybe more vegetables of the earth, if that works with your dietary restrictions. But this is all going to help you feel stronger, feel more connected, and be able to have the voice that you need this month, ask for the resources that you need this month, make good decisions about time and energy, and ultimately feel good about yourself, your life, and where you're headed. So let's go ahead and expand the forecast now. I like to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. We'll start with health, which is a combination of mind, body, and spirit. Let's give the cards a shuffle and see what's coming through. We just got a volunteer, so I'm going to go with it. So interesting that I talked about meditation, and it was in the soul card here, the ego. So I really think it's important. This is the missing component this month to help you receive that which you already have due. So I really want you to focus on, for health, this is going to help you also in your money sector, but for health, I want you to think about creating some additional time and space, whether it's once a week or once a day. Smaller is better. Sometimes, when we are trying to put something into motion in our life, we go into overload and think, well, I'll just do it every day and I'm going to do it for 30 minutes. Nah, just set something up that you can commit to. How about doing 2 or 3 minutes every morning as you're brushing your teeth? Or if you do take a bath, or if you have a moment before, if you're a mom, before the kids wake up, or sometimes after the whole house has kind of gone to sleep, you have a few minutes to yourself just as you're laying down in bed. That's your time. Pick a time that works for you and start to meditate then. And I want you to tune into your body, since this is in the health space. So what I do sometimes is kind of do a scan of my body, and I try to feel for areas of sensitivity or vulnerability, and then I send healing energy to that space. Do that this month. And then I also want you to work on the root chakra, safety, and I also want you to work on the solar plexus right around the belly button, so that you feel this sense of worth and that you can deal with the relationship issues that are coming up. The meditation is going to help several areas in your body and also in your life. Let's look now at your wealth card and see what you can do about resources, career, and opportunity. So we have earth magic, which is another way of saying being grounded. So now there is this sort of magical element to it, fairies here. So what I want you to think about this month is that the impossible is possible. And because we got earth magic, Pentacles, and because we have some great cards here in your ego, 9 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles, you have more than enough resources. Either, if you don't have the money, the time, the energy now, it's within reach. Remember the channeled information, shifting perspectives, finding a new way around it, moving around someone who might be blocking you or a situation that might be blocking you. So there's going to be a solution that presents itself, but a lot of this is going to come from you standing up for yourself this month. So don't be afraid to speak up, because I feel like there are things that are due to you or they're coming to you, but you have to be willing and ready to receive it. And some of you have to fight for it a little bit. All right, let's look now at love and relationships and see what the message is for this month. All right, we have right. And whenever I see right, it's about being direct, especially when it's in reverse. This is going kind of hand in hand with the Page of Arrows card at the center. I want you to really be clear in expectations. And for some of you, this might be easier to put into written words than to kind of just speak off the top of your head. So if there's an important relationship issue this month and you want to make sure that you say it the right way. So maybe you have a telephone call with someone, but you just write down some notes so that you can get it right. It could be a boss, it could be a lover, it could be a family member. Get it in words so that you're not running off script. Also, maybe just rely on a written communication instead of a face-to-face. I usually say the reverse is true, but this I think has to do with difficult audiences where you can really get everything in a nice space and try to get the core of it out to them. So embrace that if it seems correct. Otherwise, use this for a chance to sort of get things out. It's about journaling. This is going to help you open up your heart space, maybe help you work through some of the emotional things that could be going on this month. Let's move along now and take a look at your destiny card. This will give you a chance to peek and take a look at where you're headed. If you like it, stick with it. If not, you can do a course correct. We have faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. So what I see you basically doing this month is getting past the block, getting through things, removing and obliterating in some cases all of those things that have been standing in the way. And this is a great time for you to plan a vacation or travel, or for some of you, if you again are in a business, this is almost like the world card. It could be a distribution card, connecting with people from other countries, other places. So I want you to widen your perspective and your normal sort of communication net and reach out a little bit. Let's review everything that we talked about and then we'll wrap up for today. As I said at the beginning, your big theme this month, channeled information, was shifting perspectives. To think about things that were once out of reach as being obtainable, either through new information that comes through or through a new idea, a way around it. We don't always have to go straight through. There could just be someone that's trying to scare you off or block you. So find an alternate way. Think through that, think out of the box. And when we looked at your catalyst card this month, it was really speaking to overcoming fears, overcoming safety issues, feeling like you are secure in yourself. And we talked a lot about grounding and how you can work on that to help turn that card around. Now, as we're looking at all of the cards here, your center card was speaking to keeping your eyes open, observing what's going on and being in the moment. Also, making sure you trust people around you. There's at least one person this month that could be blocking you or having some sort of self-serving interest, because the Devil card usually is about that. So you need to speak your mind and stand up for yourself, particularly when it comes to money and resources. The changes that you're making are beneficial. We talked about that even at the beginning. Before I pulled cards, I sensed the Tower coming, so it's a good thing for you. Remember that you're grounded in a great place here with the Three of Wands. So it's just about owning that power, and that's really what we saw here, was ownership and reclamation with the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Remember to delegate if you can. Don't get defensive this month in a way that, yes, stand up for yourself, but don't allow people to push your buttons and then get you into an emotional space where you might be defensive. ultimately speaking about emotions, this month is almost like a new horizon, an escape for you. You're going to get past the challenges of the past. Looking at health, focus on creating a meditation practice that you can keep. Looking at wealth, really grounding yourself in the fact that anything is possible with your money, that you have kind of the Midas touch this month. You have to own that and believe it. Meditation is going to help you with that. As we look at love, knowing that it's important to be direct, that the power of words are going to set you free this month, written words in particular. And for your destiny card, look to the future. Where do you really want to go with not just this month, but with your life? And know that for some of you, this could mean publishing, travel, distribution, broadening of perspectives. It's a good destiny card. So I feel like things are opening up for you. So that brings this monthly reading to a close. I hope it gave you the energy, the inspiration, and just the preparedness that you need to navigate whatever challenges come through for you this month. If you ever like to talk a little bit more about something else going on in your life, I am available for one-on-one sessions. So if you look right below the video, you'll see 3 links. The first one is a link that will allow you to check rates and availability. The second one is just a way that you can send a vote of confidence to me that you like videos like this. It's a donation link, and donations start at $1. You can do it once or recurring. It helps me buy cards, it helps me pay for software, and it helps make videos like this possible. So I want to thank everybody that's been helping me up until now with that. And if you feel moved by this video or any other one, know that every penny counts and it really helps make these possible. The third link, and this is probably the most important one, is a way to stay connected. So if you like what you see here and you want to know when new videos come up, if you just want to connect with other lightworkers, join me on my social media networks. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I have a newsletter, and of course I'm right here. So if you did like this video, this is a great time to hit like and subscribe. And if you subscribe, also opt into that bell, and then you'll get emails whenever I post new videos. And I like to end every video, this is my favorite part, with just a little bit of gratitude to you. The whole reason I show up every month is the fact that I'm really trying to create this sense of awakening within each of you and a community of light workers across the planet. This is our way to make this world a better place. The work that you're doing on understanding yourself, kind of working through the boundaries, working through the triggers, it's going to make you shine brighter. It's going to be a way for us to turn the tide of pain, of negativity, of helplessness through empowerment, enlightenment, and also compassion, something that the planet very much needs right now. And as an extension of that and what I said in previous months, I really encourage you to spark that sense of empowerment, of love, of awakeness or awareness in people around you. So you could share a video if something here helped you. You could share what you've learned in your own life. You could just be there for them, listening and trying to let them know that you care. So somehow spark that energy of hope, of love, of light, and that would be a great way to give back as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey. I wish you much love, light, and not just compassion, but also abundance this month, because I see that happening. So take care of yourselves. Wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.